With domestic leagues coming to a conclusion in less than a month, teams are beginning to really consider the players they want to add during Europe's summer transfer window. So what might occur this summer? Milan Skriniar Inter Milan. Unfortunately, because of his injuries, he might not be able to participate in the match despite his club having advanced to the UCL final. The Slovakian nearly joined PSG on deadline day when Inter Milan reportedly accepted their bid. But after a major back injury ruined his season, Skriniar will have to settle for joining in the summer on a free transfer before relocating to Paris. He will play out the remainder of the season with the Nerazzurri. Harry Kane. Tottenham. The summer in which Harry Kane eventually leaves Tottenham is now possible. Kane has 1 year left on his contract and will turn 30 this summer, which is why Spurs are naturally reluctant to let him leave. They are in transition once again and are without a manager or director of football. A striker of Kane's caliber would be a natural addition for any new head coach, but it feels more and more like the time has come to part ways. The most obvious choice is Manchester United, but it will be intriguing to see if former Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino accepts the Chelsea position and tries to persuade the two London rivals to make a deal worth more than £100 million. In contrast to Real Madrid's desire for a striker, Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain are two foreign options. Ruben Neves. Wolves. Barcelona is prepared to make a play for the Wolves captain this summer, but they will have to fork over a significant cash to end his 6-year stay at Molineux. Neves has just over a year left on his contract, and Wolves is willing to let him go since they are aware of his long-standing desire to play in the Champions League. The Liga champions Barcelona have been following the Portugal international for more than 2 years and are ready to make an approach soon. Wolves, though, are taking a tough stance about the midfielder's future and have no interest in a swap trade or any player plus cash ideas. Alexis Mac Allister. In the past month, Brighton and Argentina midfielder Alexis Mac Allister has become Liverpool's top target. The Reds view the 24-year-old box-to-box player as the ideal target to rebuild their core as Jurgen Klopp looks to establish his second great team at Anfield. After the World Cup, Mac Allister's father had spoken candidly about having a contract in place that would facilitate his son's transition to the club of his choice at the end of the season. It now appears that it would come as a great surprise if that club wasn't Liverpool. Jude Bellingham. Borussia Dortmund. The 19-year-old appears to be planning to move to the Spanish capital this summer after leaving Borussia Dortmund. The Englishman's contract states that he will remain with Madrid through the year 2029 and get a salary of more than £17 million annually. The cost between the teams is the only issue still to be resolved, the source adds. With his efforts for both Dortmund and England, Bellingham has caught Madrid's attention due to the midfielder's estimated asking price of £131 million. Liverpool withdrew from the contest to acquire him. Bellingham reportedly turned down a transfer to the Etihad before Manchester City's Champions League semi-final second leg match against Real Madrid. Sergio Busquets. Barcelona. The Blaugrana star Sergio Busquets is one of the players who has already made his exit known. The 34-year-old, who is one of the last surviving members of that illustrious Pep Guardiola squad, just won his 9th league championship with the Blaugrana. If speculations are to be believed, the holding midfielder may join his former rival Cristiano Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. Joshua Kimmich. Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich, who reportedly wants to leave Bayern Munich this summer, has been linked to Barcelona. Thomas Tuchel took over as manager of Bayern after Julian Nagelsmann was fired, and MD believes things are not going well in the locker room. Kimmich is coveted by Barcelona and Xavi, who have apparently already started making attempts to see if they can capture the Germany captain because Sergio Busquets is likely to leave. Kimmich's versatility and experience make him a fantastic match for Barca right now. However, due to their financial difficulties, Barca may find it difficult to persuade Bayern to allow Kimmich to join Robert Lewandowski in moving to the Camp Nou. Bernardo Silva. Manchester City. Lionel Messi is expected to depart PSG this summer, and the French club has apparently identified the Portuguese as a potential replacement. The Argentinian's contract with the Parisians expires at the conclusion of the current campaign, but he has not yet signed a new one. Silva has a stellar record with Manchester City and previous Ligue 1 experience with Monaco. If a transfer occurs this summer, Silva will be reunited in Paris with Kylian Mbappé and sporting director Luis Campos after having previously worked with them at Monaco. The EK Gundogan. Manchester City. Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez has made a special request to the club's leadership in order to recruit Manchester City captain Ilkay Gundogan, who is attracting growing interest from the Spanish club. The season-long deal for the Germany international is up at the end of the current campaign, and despite Pep Guardiola's wish to keep him, it appears doubtful that he will sign an extension. According to the information in the report, parties engaged in discussions about Gundogan's future think that a transfer to La Liga is likely. The 32-year-old would bring much-needed experience to a young Barcelona team that would be trying to reclaim its place as a major force in Europe after a run of general disappointment in European events. Lionel Messi PSG. Of course, you all have been waiting for this name. The 35-year-old has been in Paris for a few years, hoping to lead PSG to Champions League glory. However, along with Kylian Mbappe and Neymar, he has fallen short of the club's board's and fans' expectations. Messi's contract does not include a third optional year, which leaves open the prospect of a long-awaited return to Barcelona or a lucrative trip to Saudi Arabia, where the World Cup winner already has ambassadorial ties. While Xavi works to get Barcelona back to the top of Europe, Messi's homecoming would undoubtedly be the star signing for Barcelona as they look to build on their success in winning the La Liga this season. Do you think this transfer will take place, or we are waiting for other surprises? Do let us know in the comments. Do subscribe us and hit the bell icon. Thank you. Adios.